Yes, everyone, welcome back. My name is Stephen Howson, and this is post-match review. A little bit of a look back at what went right for United, what nearly went wrong for United, and potentially how we managed to get 3 points out of that game. Now, that makes it five. 5 times United have been behind in a match away from home and turned it around and managed to win 3 points. This isn't bad for a manager that supposedly is just all vibes, supposedly doesn't know what he's doing, supposedly can't change a game, supposedly makes subs too late, supposedly just Here's a fact for you. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the most disrespected manager in the league. The simple, absolute, unequivocal fact. Hope everyone's having a good day. I'm having a good day. Saw the reserves win 7-2 this morning. There was 5-0 up at half-time, and we had to get over here for the watch-along. So congratulations for Roby on getting his first win, and congratulations to the tricky Rezzies managing to get 3 points. Happy days. And as the title says, it was nearly no Rashford, no Bruno, no party, but we did have Rashford, we did have Bruno, and we are having a party. So not bad, eh? Not bad for a little Norwegian PE teacher. Where do we start with that win? Let's have a look at how we lined up, and let's have a look at how we started with that game then. So this was the lineup at the start of the match. Obviously, Dean Henderson was in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Telles, a midfield of Pogba and McTominay, Van der Beek, Mason on the right, Marshall and Cavani. Now, what's really interesting is Cavani was very much occupied in this kind of channel. Tony Marshall was occupying around about here. Donny van der Beek's average position at the start of the game, at least, I guess while he was on, a lot further back and a lot more central. Clustering it a little bit, Mason wasn't really even involved in the game, although he was a lot more narrower than this. And Telles was pushed on. It actually looked a lot like a very much a traditional back three for United for a lot of the game. And it's hard. I'm going to have to watch this match back properly. It's really hard to do when you're on the watch-along and see what the change was. Now, United was under pressure on the counter mainly against West Ham. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to see Tuanzebe in the team. I thought his pace was going to be something that they'd have to deal with. One thing I did notice is we selected Bowen in the preview when we was talking about him being the main threat that they really had to look out for, or we certainly had to look out for, being Bowen, certainly someone that was going to cause United loads and loads of problems. And what I thought he did at least was he really clipped the wings of Telles. And I thought Telles wasn't as effective as he normally was, wasn't up here as much as he normally was. He was a lot further back here because I think he was having to deal with the runs of Bowen. Now, they was flooding forward. They was springing a normally perfectly executed counter where they was sitting back and then pushing forward and trying to get us a little bit. And it was quite effective for them, I thought. And they were doing pretty well with it, I thought. And that was one of the reasons why I thought Telles perhaps wasn't quite effective. Cavani supposedly had a muscle injury, which is why he went off at half-time. But I thought the entire forward line really struggled to get into the game. And I thought in the first half, Pogba was not having a good game. I think at half-time, if he'd have been the one that was switched out, I thought Mason and Pogba, who both ended up getting on the score sheet, I thought both of those guys didn't look at it at all in the first half. And I can't necessarily, this is what I need to watch when I go back home, I can't necessarily figure out what the change was. What was the reason why in the first half, West Ham played a certain way, and in the second half, we mixed it up. Now, when you bring on Rashford and Bruno, that definitely makes an opposition think. Now, what you would have expected, and what I did expect, is to nullify Marcus Rashford and to nullify Bruno, you just sit deeper. You sit deeper and you do nullify Rashford and you do nullify Bruno. But I think as soon as we got that one goal back, which was a little bit against the run of play, West Ham went, fuck it, and tried to get a second goal, tried to get back into the game. And because they pushed and tried to get back into the game, then we just came right back on top of them. And we did manage to score counter-attacking goal against them. Marcus' goal was absolutely fantastic. But not only that, the one-touch play that we managed to see with Bruno, I think it was Pogba to Bruno to Mata to Marcus. It's sensational. Absolutely sensational. And well taken for Mason Greenwood's goal as well. This is how it looked in the first half. Obviously, that changed at half-time. Let's just Put Ollie's back into position. That changed at half-time. Cavani comes off, and Rashford comes on. Where is Rashford? Is there. Rashford comes on, and we brought on Bruno for Van der Beek. And I'm not 100% sure if Van der Beek was maybe getting in the way of Bruno just a little bit, or in the way of Pogba just a little bit. But as soon as Van der Beek went off, Pogba became the guy to start dictating play. And in the second half, Paul Pogba's performance was top. It was absolutely top. Xerxes says, how good was Mata's ball for Fresh's goal? It was absolutely mega, mate. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Pogba started dictating the play a hell of a lot. So we'll have a look here now. We'll have a look here now. And I've fucked up again, and I've still got this that says Saints. My bad. Hang on. I think I can change this right here. 1 second. I'll change it because we actually got it this time. It's my fault for not putting it on. I will change it. There we go. And we fixed it. See? Sorted. Let's go on here, though. Where are we going? Stat zone. Let's talk about Paul Pogba and the way he dictated play in this. Paul Pogba in the second half, as you can see, 85 out of 97 successful touches there. But what he was doing in terms of the gameplay was making things happen. He was our most passing player. Obviously, Lindelof and Maguire, you're always going to get your centre-halves involved in there quite a lot. But he was the one that started to dictate the play. As you can see, his involvement right in the middle of the pitch there, absolutely banging. And if we look, this is the best bit of the best start of the weekend. That one. Manchester United in 4th place. 2 points off the top. 2 points off Liverpool. Level on Chelsea, who've spent all sorts of stuff. And as Burb says in the comments there, if I'd have said 3 months ago, we'd be 2 points off top after 10 games, what would your thoughts be? Yeah. Would have just said, yeah, who knows? Mark Snoop says, you're a joke of a channel now. Well, no one made you watch it, did they, fuckface? So off you pop. But yeah, 2 points off top. Certainly not going bad for United at all in this situation. So happy days. And what else would I want to show? We wanted to have a look at Bruno Fernandes, didn't we? So let's pull up Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes in this game created 8 chances, which is the most anyone's made in the league so far this year. Look at that. Obviously, he's got an assist, but look at that. I mean, the assist for Pogba is a bit of a cheeky little assist, isn't it? But look at that. 8 chances made. Mint. Genuinely mint. Still got a game in hand as well. I mean, we will have a game in hand. As it stands, the current table is that. We've all played 10. I guess Chelsea have started their game now. But we will have a game in hand after this weekend. But as it stands, everybody on 10. We're 2 points off the top. And that's where it sits currently for us. And I'm pretty happy with that. So that's that. One interesting thing, though, and I'll do a bit of explanation on expected goals for you here. So the expected goals from today's game was not in United's favour, should we say. As you can see there, United was 1.79, West Ham 2.53. Now, the reason for that is this cluster of shots that they had inside the 6-yard box. As you can see, 4-0 there, 45, 65. These are massive shots, really, when you consider a 0.37 shot. To put that in perspective, that was roughly the same as what Fernandez's was against Southampton that he hit straight at the keeper. Whereas United's, obviously Pogba's goal from out here, that's a 2% chance of going in. That's what made that an absolute wonder goal. There was a bit more chance there for Marcus's, a 0.51. And then we had a couple there. Bruno Fernandes, left foot shot. And Bruno Fernandes in there as well. But Mason's was a little bit less because of the angle and the situation everything was in. So expected goals isn't just about the measure of where goals are coming from. It's about how many players are in front of the goal from that position. That's why that one's a 7% one and the one's a bit further back at 0.31. But as you can see, a cluster of shots inside our 6-yard box for West Ham, which is why West Ham had as such an impressive expected goals. But at the end of the day, United were clinical when we needed to be. We created some serious amount of chances, and then that's the one. Henderson, thoughts, distribution. I thought it was pretty good. Again, it's going to be something that I need to check out again and see. But I thought over the top. Yeah, I think so. Zonal marking. Oh, yeah, do you know what? This is worth talking about. I bookmarked something to go and have a look at, and it's the patterns of what every defence does. And I don't think United should be doing... United are pretty vulnerable at near post. And we seem to stick a striker on there. And it's usually a striker that's not good in the air that we tend to put there. And I just, plain simple, don't understand why we do it. I really don't understand why we do it. Because every single time we go and try and do it, it seems like we just get targeted by a centre-half usually who's good there. Why are we putting them up there? Why don't we put a centre-half there? Someone defensively minded rather than a striker who's half-arsing it. And you might say, well, they shouldn't half-arse it, professional footballers. And yeah, that's a valid point. But let's be real. People with defensive instincts are going to do better in a defensive situation. And do you know what? Some things get blamed on the manager, and I don't think that's right. Some things are the manager's fault, and how we set up at corners is absolutely one of those things. I think the lads are cracking the rum out in the background. I can see. Just seen Alex walking in with some lilt. That's usually a rum precursor. Does Pogba start against Leipzig? Well, he started slow. Was that because we played with no Pogba? Maybe. Who'd you play alongside him? Matic, maybe. Maybe he was given the weekend off because he's definitely going to be playing over in Germany. What do you guys reckon of that? I'm going to head over to the Discord group in a second and see what you guys are saying. I'm going to be starting doing some content on Twitch if you guys want to come and do it. I've been on Twitch for about 3 years. I'm doing non-football content on there. Like Halloween, we did the rundown on there. On New Year's Eve, we'll also be doing another rundown on there. But I'm going to start doing some like Q&As and stuff on there. So after I put my preview out on a Friday, I am going to be over on Twitch and checking out how good was Greenwood's goal. It was class. It was class because Mason's class. That's something about. Right, do us a favour. Like the video if you're fucking buzzing with that win today. Because honestly, how good did that feel? There was almost like, as soon as the second went in, you're like, oh yeah, we're winning this game. And then the third game, you're like, yeah, absolutely mega. Oh, am I on the run? What do you think? Of course I'm on the run. Greenwood is our future. He's doing all right, isn't he? Where's my Discord chat gone? Discord isn't opening for me, everybody. Trying to get Discord on so I can speak to you. What was the Leipzig result versus Bayern? Let me have a look for you, mate. I'm going to have to go to... I can't find it on here. Where is it? Home. I'm trying to do this and talk at the same time so it doesn't go completely quiet. It was 3-3. Rasenballsport Leipzig 3, Bayern Munich 3. Wonder what happened in that game. Crazy one. If you could bring in Solskjaer for manager and give Solskjaer... Would I bring a manager for Solskjaer and then give... Where does this come from? Which idiot first said this and decided it was going to be a thing where you have to say, give Solskjaer the director of football role? Why does he need to be given the director of football role? I don't understand where this has come from. And it seems like my computer is wigging out and melting a little bit with this. Let me try and get the Discord chat up on here instead of... It's not loading up at all on the computer. I'm not logged in on there. This is way harder than I was hoping. Get your questions in. Can I play some Donkey Kong on Twitch? Still look at that video and laugh. I wish I had time to do gaming. I did a lot of gaming when I first started doing YouTube. I tried to do some of the retro gaming because it was stuff that I like to play, but I just don't have time, especially with having a newborn. I have got no time to start doing any sort of games whatsoever, unfortunately. But yeah, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong's so hard, isn't it? What did I think about Pogba? I thought he was great today in the second half. I thought in the first half, I would have took him off at half time, but I think he was great. Simon says, bring back the Football Manager videos. Loved them 5 years ago. Again, it's Football Manager just takes over your pissing life, doesn't it? And I'm an actual Football Manager at the minute. I don't have to play it. Right here. I finally got Discord up on my phone. Let's see what everyone's saying, because it's not having it on the computer whatsoever. West Ham review. Let's see what we're saying. How good was the pass from Mata for the third? Mata can do that, can't he? Do you think it's a coincidence we score 3 right after Marshall goes off? Again, he wasn't at the races today, was he? He was, yeah. He just wasn't there at all. He was, yeah, he needs dropping. Some players, you can play them through their bad patches because they'll always work hard for you. I'm not sure Tony Marshall's one of those players, unfortunately. Is it too simplistic to say Bruno and Rashford were the difference between the first and second half? I think so, because I think there was a difference in the way West Ham played. In the first half, they low blocked us and hit us on the counter. In the second half, I think they tried to knock it around a little bit. Like I said, I'm going to have to watch it back again when I'm not on a watch-along because it's a bloody nightmare trying to take notes while you're on a watch-along, and Joe won't let me literally take notes. Now we've beaten West Ham. Is the title charge on? No. Title charge is only on when we get to the top of the league and it's not the first week of the season. And we can start talking about that. We're not on a title charge yet. Let's get at least to be top of the league. What's your thoughts on our corner conversion rate? Oh, it's bad, isn't it? Ollie's changes were bang on. Well, you can't deny they were bang on, can you? How much do we miss Fred? Scott just not as dynamic, lacks passing and ball progression that Fred has. Yeah, unfortunately, Fred can't shoot, and Fred's got a clanger in him, and he's not a perfect midfielder. And I'd say he's probably not even world class, but he is good. I'd give you good for Fred. And at certain times, he's the right person to play. Get you the right tool for the right job. I'm not Scott's biggest fan. Saw defenders pressing higher up in the second half. Do I think that was a tactic or the fact that we trusted Bruno to keep the ball better than we did in the first half? I just don't think we could get out of our half. I think that when we were playing the ball up, maybe that is a Bruno thing, but when we were playing the ball up, it wasn't sticking at all in the first half, and whatever changed, it worked. Did today show how we are still quite short in terms of squad depth? I think the opposite, actually. I think it started to show that we have a bit more depth in some areas and obviously nothing in other areas. Seems like if Tony stays where he's at, eventually injuries will come and we'll probably be looking at sliding into top 4. If he turns it on like last year, we could challenge for top spot. Do I think Marshall is now our X factor this season? No. Unless I've read that wrong. Does the first half mean we can never rest Bruno again? No. And isn't it great? Ollie keeps breaking records and some fans will offer up their firstborn to get rid of him. You're still seeing it. I saw people at half-time today saying sack him. I was even getting texts of people saying he's got to go now. You're like, what? Usually a sign of a good team is to play poorly and win, or do I think because of how we're playing it's a problem? I think there's no confidence. There should be, but there isn't. There's no confidence in this United team. We don't look assured. Like, City and Liverpool, recent title winners, and people that have put in a lot of points in the league, they haven't necessarily looked shaky when they've been doing that. They've been putting in good performances, racking up goals and smashing teams. And you go, fucking hell, they look good, don't they? United look good probably on match of the day, but over in a 90-minute match, there's so many mistakes. There's still a lot of sloppiness in United. Too much sloppiness where I would say, I can't say that we're on a title charge just yet because of that sloppiness. Surely this team must think that they can overturn the scoreline if that hits the fan in Leipzig. That might be true. That might be a confidence that we might have. Do I think that the confidence from today and all these comebacks will eventually be missing something when it comes to the Leipzig game, potentially a substantial run in Europe this season? Well, think about who is in charge of this team. A man who was famous for scoring a last-minute winner, really, for most people. If anyone can tell a team to keep going to the death, it's that guy. There's got to be something in that. Do I think some fans support United as an outlet for mindless aggression that domestic violence is frowned upon? I don't know why some people support United, because I see people that look frustrated that we've won at times, and you're like, what are you doing, mate? You've got this thing all fucked up if you don't enjoy winning. If you don't enjoy your football team winning, this might be news to you, and I can't believe no one's ever fucking sat you down and said this. It ain't for you. You need to go and take up another sport, because if you can't enjoy your team winning, honestly, go fuck yourself. Honestly, it's not for you. Do you think we sign a DM that we can play a single pivot and a right winger, we will truly have a strong squad and not just a first 11? I think we probably need another defender, but we're looking like we can get to a strong squad. You're too sober for my liking. Do you know what it is, Ant? It's my new watch thing, Whoop. Come follow me on Instagram, like it says down there, boop, at Mr. Stephen Howson, and you can see what sort of shenanigans are getting up to at the moment. I've not been well last couple of days, and I'm trying to get in a healthier state, and being hungover to death tomorrow on my day off when I feel like shit isn't where I want to be. And Trotty says, how much credit does Ollie get for the changes and the win? Much like when we lose, he isn't 100% to blame. When we win, he isn't 100% to take credit. There's a percentage, and sometimes it's a greater or lesser percentage on it. In terms of today, I'd struggle putting a figure on it, but like I said, it's never 100% him or not him. So yeah, there's a sandwich in every beer. Sound. Would we still hear the pundits not giving credit to Ollie for the result? I'm sure. Yeah, so I tweeted about this before, and I was debating doing an IMO on this. I mean, you guys let me know what's your thoughts on it. But the basic premise of what I was going to do for the IMO is, there was a guy tweeting me before, and he was like, look at the state of this season, Ollie's got to go. I'm like, well, hang on. We're second in the table. And I pin some of the blame of this toxic, negative outlook on the likes of ESPN, on the likes of TalkSport, for the constant talk about why Ollie has to go, why Ollie's job's on the line, all of this shit. When actually, he's the only manager in the top 5 or 6 that's under pressure. He's the only manager that these conversations happen about. Why? And because United are a big club, because this generates clicks, it actually puts Ollie under pressure. And that has a fucking negative effect on the players. So if you're a fucking United fan, you need to say fuck you to ESPN. You need to say fuck you to the people that thrive on the negativity of our club. And you need to say fuck you for people that use United for clicks and debates and put negative spins on this shit. Because trust me, it gets back to the players and it grinds on them and it wears them down. Being a supporter means fucking raising these fuckers up and winning things together. Not about the constant fucking moaning. If you're a United fan that constantly fucking moans, yes, it's about having standards. I'm with you. But there's a way to do it. And the way that you would fucking do it that's actually productive and does something to the team is to fucking support them. And fuck the likes of ESPN, and fuck the likes of TalkSport, and fuck the likes of all the fucking ragtops, the Sun and the Star and the Mirror, and all of them lot that write this shit. And fucking, how many articles have you seen? Ollie's 1 game away from the sack. Fucking was he now? Chat shit, man. Yeah, why is Pep not being mentioned in the tabloids? The guy spent 1,000 fucking billion and the below us in the table. What the fuck? Supposedly the greatest manager in the world, the most expensively assembled squad in the world. You should be doing better. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Yep. Right. On that note, I'm off to go and have another drink. Thank you guys for tuning in. 5 Things We Learnt will be out tomorrow. If you'd like to support the channel, then come and check out the Patreon below. And as the vaccine appears on the fucking horizon, we're going to start looking at doing the meetups all over the gaff. Dublin is the first place we're going to be heading. So if you'd like to get in the mixer on that lot, then check the link below for the Patreon group, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.